is Alina and Alex from Tanzania, working in the East African Civil Society Organizations Forum. With me, I have colleagues and young youths coming from the region of East Africa. We have been hearing a lot about the youth claiming to not be included in the political spaces in the countries, specifically the East African countries. What do you think, and what's the practice now that we're seeing that youth claim that the space is shrinking, that they're not being provided with more space to actually air out their views and not being given the space to actually advise or campaign? What do you think about the dynamics that you're facing, particularly in your countries? I'll start with Kenya.
We are in a situation as a group where we're talking about a future for the youth and by the youth. So it is only right that the youth are given the space to actually determine and plan for their future so that you can actually achieve democracy.
Okay, thank you. Listening to the experience in Tanzania.
In Tanzania, we have some youth who are representing in the leadership, like Porepore, Ali Happy, and the other leaders like Makamba, who are doing very good in political activities and also are representing youth in a good position. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanzania. Uganda?
Well, Uganda is, I think, one of the East African countries that we would really pick and learn something from, because we have got youth representation quite a very high rating.
Yeah.
We have got the National Youth Council structures, which are operational,
Yes.
and we also have got the youth MPs in Parliament, and I think political representation-wise, Uganda has really tried.
Okay.
However, we only need to look at now the more of engagement and inspirations for the young people to take on leadership as well.
So that brings me to my second question. Youth are included, but only during the elections in the particular country. And basically, they're included to actually cause a certain movement, cause a certain activity. It's not directly inclusion. It's not the inclusion that I think we speak of the inclusion, because basically it's them to stand out on the roads, to do riots, to do strikes, to go against the results that are coming out of different constituencies on elections. I don't know what's the practice, what's the tactic that you actually, you as youth actually seeing happening at your national levels? Because I see this is a challenge, not only in Kenya, we've seen that in Tanzania. Whenever the elections, we see a lot of violences, and all this is caused by the youth. Even in Uganda, we had the same scenario with the Bobby Wine situation. So I'm trying to learn from you, what's the tactics, and maybe you can add on to the challenges that you actually face when you're actually trying to implement these tactics in your country.
So the youth are used to cause violence. They're used by the people who are in the positions of power, who unfortunately tend to be elderly. That during these other 5 years of leadership, there are other things that we should be focusing on that can actually build to the democracy that we anticipate to achieve after the 5 years. This includes things like public participation. Before passing a bill, how many youths are involved? How well do they understand these bills? So as the young people, number one, we are thankful for being given such platforms where we are able to have conversations with our counterparts from East Africa and to ask for accountability, for inclusion, and we believe by these small steps that we do, at the end of it all, democracy will be there.
Sometimes the youth go in for the quick gain of maybe being called to join the run on the streets and burn tires because they're going to come back and will be given 10,000. So it'll be like, okay, I'll be sorted on food today, so I will go and do it.
Okay.
It's basically about the youth being vulnerable. And these issues are only being addressed by empowering the young people economically. If they are not empowered, if they are still jobless, will do anything to get food to eat. So I don't even blame them. But I think our government needs to put in a lot of resources in empowering young people, investing money in programs that can fund youth-related activities that makes them entrepreneurs, putting money to empower them to be able to make money, not beggars. The youth are being used by politicians as beggars. They use them during elections and abandon them after elections. No one even wants to speak about youth issues anymore. But also as youth ourselves, I think it's time we need to change our attitudes and define clearly what is our agenda. Is our agenda short-term? What exactly is this leader or politician presenting for our issues? So we need to implore our leaders, our government, to start designing programs of government which are youth-friendly, passing policies which are youth-friendly, engaging the youth in policy formulations and implementation, opening doors for representation. When you're having appointments, why would you have a cabinet which is full of only old age? Where is the transition process? Where are we looking at the future of having the youth taking over and the mentorship is not provided? So these are some of the issues that we need to address.
Let me say Swahili. Kwa upande wa Tanzania tunaona kipindi cha uchaguzi, vijana wengi wanajiingiza kwenye siasa, kunatokea vurugu na wengi wananunuliwa. Hata kuna wakati wanaingia kwenye matatizo ya kushindana na vyombo vya ulinzi na usalama kwa sababu tu wanakuwa wametumika. Kwa hiyo ni changamoto sana. Lakini tunaona kwa upande wa Tanzania serikali mbali na kipindi cha uchaguzi, serikali ni serikali ambayo inawashirikisha vijana sana kwenye masuala mazima ya uchaguzi. Na hata baada ya uchaguzi vijana wengi wanachaguliwa, wanakuwa appointed kwenye position mbalimbali za kisiasa kama ambavyo nilisema awali, na vijana wengi ambao wamechaguliwa si tu kwa sababu ya kwamba walionekana wanaweza. Kwa hiyo Tanzania inatoa nafasi kubwa sana kwa vijana, na tunaona vijana wengi wako kwenye uwakilishi bungeni na wengine wako sehemu mbalimbali na wanafanya vizuri. Lakini pia kwa hizi assembly ambazo zinafanyika hapa, hii mikutano mbalimbali ya vijana inafanyika kupitia jumuiya ya EAST Africa. Hii itasaidia sana vijana kwa sababu vijana wanapokuja wanajaribu kushare ideas mbalimbali, lakini pia kupitia kile ambacho vijana tumeafikiana kutengeneza zile youth council kwa kila nchi, youth national council, zitasaidia sana kwa sababu zitawaleta vijana pamoja na watapata nafasi ya kuweza kushare vitu mbalimbali kwa ajili yao, kwa sababu vijana ndio taifa la leo na ndio taifa la kesho. Hao ndio yenye nguvu ya kuweza kutetea nchi zao.
What do you think are the challenges, the one challenge that you think your youth is facing in your particular country that is hindering them from participating in the political environment in your country? One, just one challenge that you think the youths are actually facing, or it's actually a hindrance for the youth to actually participate in the political environment in your country?
Poverty.
Okay.
Due to unemployment, because the politics has been over-monetized. So they don't have the money to compete fairly.
Tanzania.
Mazingira sahihi kwa vijana, yaani kuwepo kwa institution ambazo zitakuwa zinafanya kazi na vijana kuanzia kwenye level ya chini, yaani grassroots. Kwa institution nyingi zinawaona vijana, yaani zinatakiwa zianze kuwatengeneza vijana katika level ya chini, labda kutoka kwenye primary level, labda primary school, secondary school, twende kwenye vyuo hapo. Na maana kwamba tukianza kuwekeza katika kuwasaidia vijana kupitia hizo nafasi, vijana wanakosa elimu sahihi ya kuweza kumudu siasa ambazo ziko katika nchi.
So in Kenya, corruption.
The sad truth is we are in a level where you even have to bribe to get education. Education which leads to empowerment, employment, the basic things. So corruption. So I think all of us should actually fight this vice together collectively. So Kenya, corruption.
Well, thank you, Mua. I have to agree. I have to learn. I've learned something. It's a two-way direction.